Everyone is looking for the secret to success, and we all want to know, how is it that we make our lives better? In this video, I'm going to tell you one of the simplest solutions to making your day better, to making your life better. And it's very simple, and I have to admit, I forget it so many times, and that's part of the reason I'm making this video, is a reminder to myself and also to help you out. Okay, let's get right into it. What is the simple, one secret, simple solution to success or having a better life? The one simple solution is not to think about everything as progressing in huge leaps. Life is like that. It does happen sometimes that it's very rare, but that we get a windfall, that all of a sudden we win a lot of money, that something good goes our way in a huge way. You know, somebody gives us a car or a place to live, or I don't know, whatever you might think, or you find the love of your life. Those things are rarities in life, and the people that know how to succeed in life know a very simple secret, and that is things don't really come, good things especially, don't come in big packages. I mean, it's obvious that bad things do. I mean, we see it all around us all the time. It seems like it takes nothing for certain things, like a war to break out or a famine or whatever. But we never see those underlying undercurrents, those things that have been working in the background, the politics, nature, what's happening. We go about our lives, and most of us, including myself, miss that these things are all happening in small incremental steps, and then boom, it all breaks out, whatever it is. And it's so easy to see that, you know, with disease, with all these bad things. But this video is not really about focusing on those bad things. This video is the good news to know that you can improve your life right now by deciding where you want your life to go, and by then taking small incremental steps. And what you may find, especially if you get landlocked, I guess that's a term, but if you feel that you're locked in a position where you just can't seem to break out of whatever it is, and sometimes this helps with depression, just do something. The key is to do something. Now, what is going to happen is, if it happens to you, it happens to me, is there's this little protective voice in there that says, no, that's not going to go anywhere. You tried that before. You tried it a certain way. You changed it another way. No, it's not going to work. It's not worth the effort. I mean, by the time you do this, let me give you an example. It's sort of like, you know, I don't do it so much now, but I used to sell more art locally in the cafes. And when COVID came along, the peak of COVID, I should say, and things were closed up more, it kind of put the kibosh on that for a while. So I kind of got out of it, and I kind of hope to get back to that sort of thing. But you can say to yourself, is this worth it? Should I go through all this work of hanging this art and doing this and doing that? Well, it's better to do that than to do nothing. And you're going to hear a lot of people are going to tell you, and they're going to be these, these self-appointed gurus that say, the thing you want to do is make all these little, don't waste your time on things that are wasting your time, and be more focused. But what happens is you kind of get in a trap, at least I do, of trying to know what to focus on, and you try so hard to focus on something that you don't get anything done. So in effect, for your own health, for your mental health, to help you get that encouragement to go ahead and do something, just go ahead and do it. William Shatner, you know, that famous Canadian actor, who did Star Trek original series and the movies and other things, T.J. Hooker, and many other things. And he's still going as of the videotaping of this in his 90s. And one of the things I heard him say once in an interview is, William Shatner said, when someone calls you up, he said, someone said to him, what's your secret to your success? And he said, it's simply this. If someone asks me to do something, if somebody calls me up, my agent tells me this or that, he said, I have this one basic simple rule, and it's this. say yes to everything. Say yes to everything. And he thought that's the key to getting. I mean, yes, there's many other factors in there. There's, you can say, oh, well, this is no good, and that's no good, and this won't work. In fact, I did want to touch on that. I want to tell you that this video is partially coming from people that I've known in my life that, it's true. The people that you hang around are going to influence you. And I don't want to get in too much detail and get in trouble in this video by saying too much about someone who may in some point watch this video. So I'm not talking about just one person, but I am thinking of how working and being and having friends with someone who is always negative, who is always pointing out the faults of government, the faults of religion, whatever, and that's a whole new story. I'm not going to try to support either one. Yes, politicians and religious leaders do need to be held accountable, extremely so, because they so often fail. But it failed tremendously. I mean, you can't even keep your trust with them. So some of them. So, but do you know what I'm talking about? Have you met, are the people in your life that they just seem like they're always in consternation. They're always in turmoil. They're always trying to say, well, if they would do this, my life would be better. That's what I'm aiming at. They blame everything in their life on the conditions in which they were raised, or the place where they live, or the government that's in, or their teachers. Like they won't finish school because they didn't like the teachers or the way the teachers taught. So they didn't get their high school diploma, or they didn't go on to college. And yes, I know, I didn't finish all my college either. There's factors that come into that. Maybe it's the expenses and this and that sort of thing. But, if it's something you really want, you can go after it and you can take the steps to do it. But here's the sad story. I knew this one man many years ago, and I met him and became close friends to him. And he was a certain way that way. And now the years have gone by, the decades have gone by, and I got to a point, without going into great detail, that I felt that I had to protect myself and basically break the friendship. That's all the details I'm going to get into now. But I just felt that, and for other reasons that I can't get into, sorry, but I had to distance myself from this person. And this person I considered a very dear and close friend. And I had to break it off. But when I see or hear about this person, decades later, they're still the same way. They're still saying the government should do this, the politicians should do that, the employers are no good, that person's no good. And I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. I think it's The Guns of Navarone with Gregory Peck. I think there's a place there where all the people, they're on this mission, to take out this German gun tower in the World War II. And okay, just not to get off on a tangent, but the point is, it gets to a point, I think it's that movie where he says, basically, everybody's grumbling and complaining, oh, this isn't worth it, this is too hard, this just can't be done, we can't do this, we got to give up, we got to go back. So he gets to this place, and I believe he's in a cave or something on the side of the mountain, and he gives this soliloquy about, just this sort of, give you a sense of, an up sense of, we've got to go ahead, and this is why we've been chosen to do this. Now let's just man up and do it, and let's do it the best we can. That's the attitude you want to take small steps in life. And when you don't even feel that, you can say to yourself, I don't even feel that I can take those small steps. This is the key. Don't say, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it right now. I want to do one push-up. What good's that going to do? What's one push-up going to do? Or whatever, or maybe you can walk or you go for a stroll in your wheelchair or whatever. What good is it going to do? What good is it going to do? It's not going to do any good. I need to go 5 miles a day. What's the good of going 5 feet, 50 feet? What's that good? It's because your body will adjust and your mind will adjust, and it will heal itself if you take those small little steps. It's the small little steps. You want to give up on, one time I used to drink a lot of soda pop. And so what I decided to do was I wanted to get off it. I was drinking it all the time. And that kind of sugar in your system, it's just not good for you. And so what I decided to do was, and I had people that knew me laughed at me, is I got some clear soda water and I'd mix this pop half and half. So I get to the point where I would force myself to drink this you know, 50% less sugar concoction that I had, you know, just plain carbonated water mixed in with the carbonated pop, or soda pop as some people call it. So that would cut it back, and I would drink that, and I kept cutting it back to the point where it just got on just plain soda water. Now, yes, soda water is probably not great for your bowels or something, people say, but your system. But I decided that I was going to, that I would just do that and then kind of get into water more, so drinking water. So really, I do once in a while, if I'm eating a special meal, or, you know, I'll pour a little mix of pop and soda water and drink it, and I'm just for a little bit, few mouthfuls for a taste, whatever. But it kicked the habit. It did. It broke me over time in small steps. Now, you might be the type of person that likes to quit cold turkey, and you may find that the best thing for you is make these leaps and bounds. And I do realize we all get in those places where, even though the economy is bad, we get in a place where we feel our boss is abusing us, or whatever. The situation isn't good. Let's just say, admit, sometimes it isn't good. But complaining about it and just pestering about it and hoping someone's going to come down, the more you holler and wail and cry, someone's going to come save you. They're not. So what happens is you get in a position, and I've had this happen to me before a couple of times in my life, where I had to just quit. Cold turkey. I had to say, I can't do this job anymore. I'm done. My mental health is done. I can't do it anymore. That's not the situation you want to get into, especially if you don't have a lot of money saved up to look for a job in this market. So what you want to do is find a way to try to get out of that, or change your path, you know, whatever. But it doesn't do any good to do this like, oh, if we only had night courses here in my country, if we had night courses that were legitimate, I'd take the night courses, you know. It's so easy to find a way not to do something. So this is the secret I want to leave you with, and you can put your comments down there if you agree or disagree, or maybe you've had some examples yourself. That what happens is, if you take small incremental steps, if you just say yes to everything, if you just kind of lean in that direction, because just right now in your mind, what you think is normal, when you're turning things down, when you're closing doors on opportunity and all that sort of thing, and you're just like kind of shutting them, nah, I can't see how that's going to lead anywhere. No, so-and-so tried that and it didn't work for them. That's another story, you know, trying and adjusting the way you try things, and that's a whole different story. But I know that we can, and I do myself, as I said, can talk myself out of anything, and it's to protect me. And I think I'm protecting my mental health, but in effect, I am hurting my mental health. So here's the good news. I've had a lot of kind of negative type of videos maybe in the past few that I've done, but here's a good positive takeaway. Think about something you want to do, something you want to learn, and just don't think about how you're never going to be as good as that person or as good as this person. Just learn to do one little thing about it, and keep doing that one little thing. Do the one push-up till it comes into 2 push-ups. Maybe you can't even go down and do a push-up. Well, just push in and out on a wall. Just keep breaking it down. Keep breaking down the problem till it's small little steps. And here's just one more thing I want to add to this before we go. Just make sure you don't expect results tomorrow. Like, some results can come right away if you get up in the morning and the day goes normal, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they go bad. I understand that. But if you can start out with a little bit of positivity, it can possibly even change that day a little bit. But just think about it. Don't think about what you're going to do tomorrow that's going to fix the next day, but think about what you're going to do today that's going to fix things from a year from now, or 5 years from now, or whatever time you got left. Hey, we're only here one trip around and on this life, and you know what? You might as well make the best of it. You might as well be happy as you can be, and you will find yourself happier if you just try a few things. Thanks for watching this video, and like and subscribe if you feel like you want to see more like this or hear more from me yapping, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.